From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your morning update.
Kent's Meats and Grocery is much more than a grocery store. We carry a full line of quality meats, local and organic vegetables, and a large variety of fish, Green Mountain Smart Control pellet grills, and a full deli case of sandwiches and side dishes.
Well, happy Thursday morning to you. I'm Chief Meteorologist Mike Kruger. Here is Kruger's Quick Cast. Let's get you out the door real quickly this morning so you know what to expect as you're heading out the door. Number one, it's going to be a cold start to the day. Now, we do have a freeze warning for central western Siskiyou County, frost advisory for Del Norte, Humboldt counties. But keep in mind, it's still going to be even colder off to the east here. So bottom line is, if you live in the mountains, if you haven't done so already, not a bad idea to maybe bring in some of those plants or some of the sensitive vegetation that needs to be covered, and make sure that your pets are sleeping somewhere warm this morning, because it's going to be a cold start to the day for sure. Taking a look at out the door this morning, you may even need that light jacket for parts of the valley with temperatures upper 40s, 30s for many of the higher elevations, although you can see Siskiyou, Modoc, Eastern Mountains in the mid to upper 20s, and even for the North Coast getting quite chilly, dropping down into the low 40s. So we've got the big swirling area of low pressure. Boy, this is something I feel like I've been talking about even since last week, and it's still kind of just holding on true, but this is going to be inching closer to us. Now, as it does, it will weaken. You see how we have this closed area of low pressure. When you have a closed area of low pressure, that's when it's its strongest. Then when it begins to open up, that's a sign that it's getting weaker. And that's essentially what's going to be happening with this area of low pressure. As it moves closer to us, it's going to ride up and over the ridge of high pressure, and essentially it's going to weaken. So we're going to stay dry through the rest of the week, but what this will do is open the door for more storms over the Gulf of Alaska to come on in, give us cooler temperatures, and eventually some rain in the forecast too. So for today, we're talking temperatures mid to upper 70s in the valley. We do have those temperatures 50s and some 60s in there for some of the higher elevations, although in Trinity County, low 70s, mid to upper 70s inland, and those upper 50s to low 60s along the coast for your daytime highs. All right, so let's take a look at your 7-day outlook. Starting off with the valley, it's dry through Saturday, mid to upper 70s through Saturday, and then you'll notice we're going from 70s to 60s. So quite a drop in our temperatures for the second half of the weekend. We're also talking chances for showers on Sunday and Monday, and then drying out for Tuesday, Wednesday of next week. Now, we look at the coast. We could see showers as early as Saturday afternoon, but I think the bulk of any rain for the coast, and really anywhere else, will be Sunday into Monday. And then early as Wednesday again, maybe the coast and some of the inland areas seeing a chance for showers. But I think, again, that next system for next week is going to hold off until around Thursday of next week with better chances for rain at that point. For Siskiyou County, Modoc County, and the Eastern Mountains, also dry through Saturday, showers over the second half of the weekend, early next week, and then a lull in that activity, but still cool for Tuesday, Wednesday of next week. All right, so that is your Kruger's Quick Cast. What do you say we take a deeper dive into the forecast and get the story behind the forecast so you have a better idea what not only to expect today, but as we go to the weekend and next week. So I do expect dry and mild conditions for the rest of the week, cooler and unsettled this weekend, especially by Sunday into Monday. And then we've also got some rain and, by the way, even some snow in the mountains for parts of next week. And as these storms come through, some of them could be bringing us some gusty winds at times. So that's something we'll have to watch as well. So again, just a quick reminder, this morning there is a freeze warning for central western Siskiyou County and a frost advisory for this morning for Del Norte and Humboldt counties. A cold start to the day. All right, let's take a look at that fire perimeter, and keep in mind, this is always that disclaimer when I'm talking about the fire perimeter, right? Because a lot of times I record this and these numbers change. But as of I'm recording this, you can see it's now at 5,129 acres. We're starting to see that containment number go up as well, up to about 45%. And just a quick look at some distances to different communities, about 10 miles from Big Bend. Again, these numbers haven't changed really since the fire started. We take you to Dunsmuir. There's a look at O'Brien at 12.4 miles and 9.4 miles from Montgomery Creek. Again, keep in mind, those numbers could change here by the time you're watching this, but you get the idea. We're just getting that containment number higher and higher. That's always good news. What's not such great news is that the winds will still be pretty gusty out there this afternoon. afternoon, especially the first half of the day in the valley, but the winds should subside later on this afternoon. Now, I am expecting most likely the winds to pick back up again, looks like by Friday afternoon, coming in from the south over 20-25 miles per hour. And let's take you into Saturday. It looks like Saturday the winds should die down again. So we look at the humidity levels, and yeah, we're in the single digits here for today, and we take you into your Friday with those winds picking back up again, probably somewhere in the single digits and low teens for the valley. So still dry, still a little gusty at times, and unfortunately that is going to elevate that fire weather risk here, especially for the first half of the day today and for your Friday afternoon as well. So again, there's that area of low pressure spinning away. It is inching closer to us, but this isn't actually going to bring us any rainfall. It's what the door that this opens is going to allow the storms over the Gulf of Alaska to move on in. So there it is. See how it's moving on in. Now, here's a look at Saturday. Saturday's still looking fairly dry, but I still am including a slight chance for some Saturday afternoon showers along parts of the coast and some of the inland areas. But everyone else should be dry through Saturday. But you see how we have all this activity over the Gulf of Alaska. That's going to be slowly migrating in our direction. So Sunday is when we do expect to still see the best chance for rain across the board. Mountains, valley, the coast, inland, all seeing those showers. And then we'll probably see some leftover activity on Monday. Now, it looks like Tuesday, there'll be a lull in the activity for everyone. We're between systems. I've got my eyes on this storm system here. Forecast models having a difficult time on the timing and the overall intensity of this storm, but it looks like by Wednesday, the coast, inland could be looking at a chance for showers of next week. Then, as we go into Thursday of next week, that colder system moves on through, maybe a chance for showers, and then maybe another chance for showers coming into that Friday as well. Bottom line is we do have a series of weak storms that are going to be pushing through for parts of next week. I just don't anticipate any of these storms to bring us a ton of rainfall. So let's take a look at some of the forecast rainfall totals that is here. And you can take you all the way, we're going to take you through November 1st. So again, that typical footprint that we're going to continue to see, the bulk of the rain over Del Norte County, parts of Humboldt County, and then eastward, it's usually not as much. I mean, you can see in the valley, yeah, in some cases, maybe close to 1/4 of an inch of rainfall, but for the most part, that's where most of the rain is going to be. And how about snow? Yeah, we're talking about snow. I think it might be overdoing it for some of these mountain communities, but I think we could see snow levels as low as 4,000 feet in some cases. So places like El Turris, maybe Chester, Susanville, Quincy, all of these areas seem that potential for a light dusting of snow as we go into parts of next week. It might be overdoing it for Mount Shasta, Etna, and maybe even Wairika, and maybe even Bernie. As you get down to about 3,000, 3,500 feet, that might be kind of borderline pushing it. But again, El Turris, Chester, yeah, certainly not out of the question for you to maybe see kind of that first dusting of snow for the season. And it won't be a lot, and it's not going to impact your travel, but obviously should be make for a beautiful sight if you at least enjoy the snow, right? There you can see we're getting away from the wetter than normal conditions here coming in from the Climate Prediction Center. So yes, as I mentioned, there is that chance for rain in the long range, but unfortunately it just doesn't look like it much. But what we do know is that those temperatures are going to be much cooler for next week, and we're going to be looking at those cooler than normal conditions here as we get to the end of this month and into early November. Let's take a look at that 10-day trend, and you can clearly see that here. So we're still going to be right around or just above normal here today, tomorrow, Saturday, and then you can see, look at this. Once the temperatures drop into the 60s for at least Redding, we're going to stay in the 60s, mid to upper 60s, as a matter of fact, for those daytime highs. So we look at the wave heights for today, and you can see they're going to be fairly low. For Friday, we actually have that system approaching. The wave heights may start to increase a little bit for Friday afternoon, but shouldn't be that much of a concern, at least at this point. You can see the winds will be from the north at 5 to 10 knots today. No small craft advisories, with your waves from the northwest at 4 feet at about 7 seconds. All right, so here's your Trinity County neighborhood forecast. Those temperatures will be in the mid-70s, give or take, just depending on where you are. About 71 for Trinity Center, 74 for Weaverville, and Ruth about 72. Still dry through Saturday in Trinity County, but for the inland areas, for the coast, yeah, maybe a chance for showers by Saturday afternoon. Better chances for at least that measurable rainfall coming in on Sunday. For today, look for a high of 63 for Klamath, 74 degrees in Orleans, and Willow Creek about 78 degrees. For Siskiyou County, it's dry through Saturday with showers coming in on Sunday. Temperatures today, upper 50s to low 60s. Some of the cooler spots to the north and east will be in the low to mid 50s. Let's take you out to Modoc County with 54 degrees for Tule Lake, 60 in Canby. There you can see Cedarville about 53 and Ayden about 58 degrees. How about those Eastern Mountains neighborhood forecasts? Well, there you can see temperatures in the 50s, 60s, and 70s, just depending on where you are. Westwood 54, Viola 61, Paradise a high of about 72 degrees today. And your Valley neighborhood forecast brought to you by Walgamith Painting. Your temperatures in the mid 70s today, about 75 degrees for Corning as well as Hamilton City, 76 in Willows. We take you up north with 77 degrees for Reading, 73 for Whiskeytown, and Cottonwood a high of about 76 degrees. So here's a look at your 7-day outlook for Reading, upper 70s through Saturday and dry. And then it cools off significantly for your Sunday, Monday, about a 10-degree drop actually. And there you can see the chance for showers Sunday and Monday, and then drying out for Tuesday, Wednesday of next week, but still cool, or at least mild, with temperatures in the upper 60s. That's your morning update. I'll be back this afternoon for your latest in your forecast.
Wiggly mouth.
Woggy mouth.
No.
Painting.
Wiggy mouth.
It's Woogie Mouth Painting.
It's Walgamouth Painting, and yes, we'll paint anything.